Hi there. Today we're going to be talking about meal times with your toddler. I'll be giving you 8 tips on how to make it screen-free, lessen the power struggles, and increase the family bonding experience. So stay tuned. The first step is to offer your child meals and snacks at established times. The common misconception is that toddlers are hungry all the time. But if a child is snacking throughout the day, then what's going to happen when they come to the table is that there's going to be this power struggle because they're not hungry. So what you want to do is aim for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then a small morning snack, and then a small afternoon snack. The second step is to change your mindset. Think of meal times where you're sitting and eating together as a time to offer good nutrition and have a meaningful social experience with your child. I like to think of it as having dinner with your friends and you're sitting there and you're talking with them. And the thing that you most enjoy about it is you feel relaxed and you feel calm and time has flown by because you're just enjoying each other's company. You're enjoying the moment. It's very similar with toddlers. If toddlers experience a pleasurable social experience with mealtime instead of an obligation, they learn more from it. They are paid attention to, they're able to express themselves, and they build their confidence in doing so. The third step is to set the proper atmosphere. The goal is for children to learn to be mindful of what they're eating. So you want to avoid as many distractions as possible at the table. So things like toys, electronic devices, television in the background, it's a lot of added stimuli to the child. And you want to be able to engage with them in conversation, engage with them while they're eating so they're able to pay more attention. There are a lot of benefits when children become mindful of what they're eating. You can engage in conversation with them about the food that you're serving. So saying things like, "This is broccoli. We're having broccoli tonight. It's really crunchy. Do you hear it?" Or "This is hummus. It has a lot of flavor." When you can do this time and time again in your practice, they become much more comfortable with the food and much more willing to try different foods. The fourth step is model appropriate behavior at the table. Children learn how to socialize with others by watching us and following through on the limits that we set. So we say things like, "Feet stay on the floor, not on the table." We don't yell or scream for more food, we ask kindly for it. Or we don't blow bubbles in our milk, we drink it. Or we sit down on our chair, we don't run away and eat at the same time. The fifth step is to allow your child to become an active participant. The goal is to give your child a sense of control over their environment and a sense of responsibility so that it builds their confidence and they enjoy the process of meal times. So for example, if you're preparing the meal, you can give them simple tasks to do, like adding pizza sauce to the dough or setting the table. During meals, they can feed themselves or they can serve themselves from a community bowl if you're practicing family style eating. The idea is for them to become more and more comfortable with the food that you're serving. Step number 6 is trust your child. Toddlerhood is a time of picky eating, and it takes a significant amount of time and exposure to new foods before they're willing to try it. The good news is that they're always watching us. So model the behavior you want to see. Try the new foods. Avoid restricting, withholding, and offering rewards to eat because in the end, that's going to backfire. What you want to do is be in charge of what you're going to offer, when you're going to offer it, and they'll be in charge of how much they're going to eat. Step number 7 is respect your child's time to eat. Children are much slower to process things and do things than adults, and their stomach size is a lot smaller, so they're not going to eat as much as adults do. You're going to have to pay attention to when they are finished. Sometimes they're able to do this verbally. They can tell you when they're all done, but a lot of the times in the very beginning, they're throwing things on the floor or they're turning side to side. They're going to tell you in all these kinds of different actions. So what you want to do is let them know in simple statements what it tells you. So for example, you can say, "You're throwing your food on the floor. It tells me you're finished. Are you all done?" And they will let you know. If they say, "Oh, I'm still eating," then let them know what they can do. "Okay, go ahead and eat your food. Your food stays on your plate," so that they know what they can do rather than focusing on what they cannot do. Step number 8 is to remain neutral and non-emotional about food. We want children to have a good relationship with food, to enjoy food for their own nourishment, to find joy in it, not to please or for the approval of somebody else. So you want to avoid overpraising children, for example, clapping or saying good job, or emotional judgments on it, like, oh, you made me so happy for trying the food, or providing extrinsic rewards like sweets or desserts to get them to eat whatever we want them to eat. We have to separate ourselves from the food that we are trying to serve them and allow them the decision to eat however much, whether it's a little bit of it, none of it, or the entire meal. I hope you found these tips helpful, and hopefully your meal times become much more fun and enjoyable with your child. If you try any of these strategies, let me know in the comments how it works out for you. Send me an email if there's any parenting topics you would like me to cover, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.